What's up, lovely soul? Welcome to the Good Vibes Hub, Happiness Headquarters. My friend, here we intend on being the light to the world by spreading love, peace, honesty, and forgiveness to the whole world. So, my friend, I would request you to kindly join us on spreading the love, my friend, to the whole world by subscribing to our channel. Now, before we dive in, now that you're talking about light, my friend, let's hear from some good vibes book here that is talking about light today. Yeah. And this is what it says. The subtitle is A Lamp on a Stand. And it begins. He said to them, do you bring in a lamp to put it under a bowl or a bed? Instead, don't you put it on its stand? For whatever is hidden is meant to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed is meant to be brought out into the open. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. Consider carefully what you hear, he continued. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you, and even more. Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, what he has will be taken from him. That, my friends, is from Mark 4:21 going down. Good web soul. Grab some snacks, hold on tightly, sit comfortably, and let's dive in on some good vibes ride of reacting to videos. One last thing, my friend, let's ask for help and give thanks to our Creator before we dive in. Dear Lord Father, merciful King of Kings Father, thank you for your goodness, Father, in this beautiful day. Dear Lord Father, thank you for gathering us here, Father, with this wonderful soul that you created. All glory and honor belong unto you, Father. Dear Lord, use us as your vessels to spread love to the whole world, Father. And as we react together to these videos, dear Lord, fill us with your spirit. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Let's dive in good vibes soon. Lots of love.
ChatGPT doesn't understand English any more than a calculator understands math. Inside of ChatGPT is a statistical model that is really good at predicting what words follow other words. And it has such a good understanding of the statistical relationship between words that when you enter in an input into ChatGPT, it's using that statistical model to predict and create a string of text that likely should make sense and should follow the input that you've provided. It's incredibly skilled at mimicking human-like responses, but it operates purely by manipulating symbols that we call words. In that sense, ChatGPT is like a calculator for language. That's why, despite often sounding insightful, it can sometimes generate nonsensical or contradictory responses.
There are two kinds of parents who overshare their children's pictures on the internet. One group means well, and the others are just pimping out their kids. Let's discuss. Group A, I understand. You just want everyone to know it's Billy's birthday or Susie's first day of kindergarten or first t-ball game. And I mean, who doesn't want the whole world to acknowledge our children's achievements, right? But be careful you're not putting out too much info and making it easy for someone to steal your child's identity. Be aware of things like geotagging, which lets others know the exact time, date, and location where a photo was taken. Bottom line, a little common sense goes a long way. And remember, the internet is forever. Now, Group B, we need to talk, and I mean those of you who think your 6-year-old is America's next top model, so you're posting pictures of your little angel in a bikini or an evening gown with over-the-top hair and makeup, looking more like someone's Tinder profile than an innocent child. Newsflash, you're not creating an internet influencer. You're creating fodder for the spank banks of pedophiles around the world. Don't know what a spank bank is? Google it. And when you're done throwing up, it's time to grow up and stop exploiting your children to fulfill your own selfish needs for attention.
So I seen this on TikTok. I thought, I'm going to have a look at this for myself. So I went on Google Earth, and sure enough, I had a little scroll around. And if you go to Big Red Sand Dune, I think it's called, and scroll in, you'll find this mad pattern. It looks like something out of like ancient Greek times or something like that. Or something, I don't know, it looks like something from Egypt or something you'd see inscribed on an Egyptian pharaoh's temple or whatever, tomb. Look at this. That's in the middle of Australia. Do you think that's just some like tech wizard in Silicon Valley just putting it in there to play with people's heads, because I can't see that really being there. Does anyone know what this is? Because I have not got a clue, but I'm very interested. I have no idea. Anyway, it's playing with my head a little bit, but whoever found it, well done. Thanks for sharing it. Have a look yourself.
The Stoic wise man is a man who has trained his soul, trained his mind, so that he is not afraid of apparent evils. He is only afraid of real evil. He is afraid of losing control of his soul. He is afraid of being a slave to lust, to desire, to emotion. The Stoic man is the honorable philosopher, the man who stands at his duty and is steadfast and serious-minded. In living according to nature, what the Stoic philosopher does is examine the nature of the human condition and the nature of the world around us. He discerns his position in nature, he discerns the kind of creature that he is, and he lives in such a way as not to disgrace himself, as not to be less than what he truly could be. He won't live the swinish life that we found with Aristophanes. He wants to be, if not a god, certainly not less than human. He won't be an animal either. He will live up to the fullest potentials that human being has to offer.
The first alien attack on humans, my friend, this is how it looked like. Yo, look at this creature. My god, it's like the face is transforming to something else. This is insane, bizarre, unbelievable. Look at what could this be, man? Oh, this is crazy. I didn't know these aliens, they also go rogue like that. What could be the issue with this one, man? Oh my god, good people of Earth. Do you think that one might not be enjoying the company of humans, or what's up with them? Or they're having a hard time to adapt? This is crazy. Yo, imagine out there in the street and coming across a creature like this that means extreme harm. My god, what could you have done in such a situation? This one looks like it even wants to slap the person recording it. This is crazy. My god. Aye, English people, is this a movie or something completely mysterious is going on here? Oh, just like some good vibes, guy.
Okay, you guys, I am here at what's called the scariest lake in all of Florida. I believe in all of the world. This is Lake Monroe in Sanford, Florida. Guys, there is nobody boating out here. There is nobody swimming out here. You want to know why? Because not only are there gators out here, but there are also sharks in this lake. Yes, you heard me right. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of bull sharks in this lake. And not only that, but there is a natural occurring phenomenon in this lake that's connected to the St. John's Lake. Just right over there is the St. John's Lake, and this is right beside it. It's very, very close, and it's connected. And the St. John's Lake is what everyone calls in the United States as the Nile River of the United States of America. Why? Why is Lake Monroe called that? Because it is a north-flowing lake. Guys, it only happens right here and in the Nile River. Guys, this is one of the scariest, if not the scariest lake in all of Florida, maybe even the world. Why do you think that nobody's swimming out here? Why do you think you don't see any boats right now? Look at this. There's nobody out here, you guys. Nobody. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Here are 4 things I know at 40 that I wish I knew at 20. Number 1 is fail early and often. When you're young, your greatest asset's not your talent, not your ideas, but your time. You have the least to lose and the most to gain from falling on your face, so take advantage of it. Fall on your face. Number 2, you're not supposed to accomplish all your goals. 80% of goals is just getting you off your ass and doing something. Whether you actually accomplish some arbitrary metric or not, it doesn't matter. It's just a detail. Number 3, no one actually knows what the hell they're doing. Everyone's just working off their current best guess. So the next time you feel like everyone else has got it figured out, trust me, they don't. They're just as confused as you are. Number 4, nobody gives a shit. I know it feels like everyone's going to laugh at you for trying something and messing up, but the truth is, everyone's too busy worrying about themselves. Like, they don't want to embarrass themselves, And so they don't have the time or energy to care about you embarrassing yourself. So this is actually liberating. It means you can go out and do whatever the fuck you want. So go do it.
Today we're going to talk about the number one vitamin deficiency behind most nerve problems. Let's see if you can guess in the comments down below. Let's start with this one right here, nerve pain, okay, like sciatic pain, pain down the back of the leg, or maybe even pain down the arm where it comes to the neck. We also have tremors. If you have tremors, there's usually a deficiency of this one vitamin. Anxiety, the feeling of doom or something bad is going to happen. You're constantly solving problems, right? That's coming from a deficiency of a certain vitamin. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or attention deficit disorder. So you're not going to have very much attention. You're going to be kind of distracted all over the place. It's hard to get something done. It's hard to focus. You have a lot of projects you started, but you can't seem to complete them. OCD, this is a compulsive disorder, which a lot of people have, or even psychosis. The more deficient you are with this one nutrient, this more severe the mental issues are going to be, okay? Then we have the racing mind right before bed, and this is really going to keep you from going into a wonderful sleep. So you usually have insomnia. It takes you a long time to get to bed because you're constantly thinking and you can't turn it off. Then you can have something called lactic acid buildup. Restless leg syndrome. I had this for a long time, many years ago. I had to literally wake up in the middle of the night and pound my legs because I had so much lactic acid building up in my legs. Lactic acid also affects your oxygen, so you're going to have air hunger. So it's going to be hard to breathe and get enough air. And you'll have low tolerance to exercise. Burning feet. Now, this has to do with a term called peripheral neuropathy, because the nerves, especially in the bottom of your feet, are surrounded with a coating called myelin. So this deficiency of this certain nutrient is going to create a breakdown of the myelin or coating or protective layer around the nervous system. And you're going to start to short circuit that nerve. And one big symptom is burning feet. But it can also be numbness or any type of weird sensation that's called paresthesia in the bottom of the feet. It can happen in your hands as well. It's usually related to diabetes, but it can also come from many other things.
How do you get off blood pressure medication? Actually, it's quite simple in theory. It's hard to execute, like most things in life. But I'm going to help you, so here we go. The first thing and it's very important that we understand each other, that blood pressure is really just a reflection of our own internal health. So if the numbers are high, there's a reason why your body is producing high blood pressure. Now, some people, sure, we could say it's genetic. But the majority of people, and you know who you are, it's not genetic. If it was genetic, you'd have high blood pressure all your life, or a certain level of blood pressure all your life. But if you started developing blood pressure at 50 years old, or 40 years old, or oh my gosh, 30 years old, then there's probably a reason why. And you really have to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, well, why am I producing higher blood pressure? Let's go through the process of how do you do it. First thing is, you got to get motivated to do it. So I have over 2,000 videos on blood pressure. Just binge all my videos. It's self-serving. I want the views. So watch them. I did them for you. I did them so that you could benefit. As you watch the videos, you'll start to go, huh, this guy's nuts, crazy, or maybe I'll try some things, because these are things that, for the most part, most people don't really consider. Most people are worried about the number, but if you say, well, how do I improve my health so that the number is a reflection of my health, problem solved for a long period of time. So first thing you got to do is get motivated. The second thing that you got to do is start implementing these things. Now there's 3 basic ideas. Number 1, you have to start controlling your mental aspect so that you don't have stress-induced high blood pressure. This is big because most people never think about it. They want to know, which pill do I take to lower my blood pressure instantly? And it's like, well, the reality, dude, is that there are pills that will lower your blood pressure instantly, but that isn't going to be super duper long term. So if you're a type A personality and you're stressed out all the time, you need to learn to chill. You need to learn to relax. You need to breathe, and breathe for 5 minutes a day. I know it sounds stupid, but regular deep breathing has a short-term effect and it has a long-term effect. Just like brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth has a short-term effect. It cleans your teeth for that day. But long-term, it can have many benefits. So start doing the deep breathing exercises every single day. I have lots of videos on those. The second thing that you need to do is you need to change your diet. Now, this is the most controversial because most people, you could watch 10 YouTube videos and get 12 different opinions on what the best diet is. Pick one and go for it. You've got carnivore diets, you've got vegan diets, you've got vegetarian diets, you've got the Mediterranean diets, you've got zone diets, you've got Atkins diets. There's tons of diets out there. You need to figure out which one works for you, but ultimately, you got to sit there and take out a piece of paper and write down, what did I eat today? And if you're eating fast food more than once a week, you've got a problem. And that's not going to help you in the long run. So you've got to figure out a diet to follow. The third thing that you have to do is you have to start exercising. And this is the one that surprisingly can have the biggest effect and is somewhat the easiest to implement. You just need a pair of shoes, get out of your house and walk that way 2 minutes, and then come back. It's a 4-minute walk. And then as you get stronger, as you get in better shape, you start adding time. The ultimate goal would be to walk a half an hour 5 days a week at a decent pace. That would be amazing for your blood pressure. And very little investment, no pills, no cost of anything. I mean, it's almost easy. Now, let's say you're 50 years old and you have developed high blood pressure the last time you were at the doctor's office. Well, how long did it take for you to develop that high blood pressure? It didn't happen that year. It's been developing over a period of time. So you have to give natural remedies a chance to improve your internal health so that your body actually changes chemically such that it doesn't require high blood pressure to survive. The last thing that you have to do is have a conversation with your doctor, because I understand that YouTube goes around the world, and I understand that there's great doctors and there's bad doctors and everyone in between. The general feeling for most doctors, it seems, is that once they put you on those 3 blood pressure medications, you are never getting off those medications for as long as you live. Some doctors are very resistant to take you off medications. If you sit down and talk to the doctor and say, look, I've made all these radical changes in my body, I've succeeded in them, and I've sustained that improvement for a year, can we reduce or eliminate some of these blood pressure medications? And you can often do a trial where you get off the medication for a period of time and you monitor your blood pressure. This is actually very easy, and in addition to some other things I'm going to tell you, this is probably the simplest way to know, because how do you know if your blood pressure is reduced because of the medications or because you changed your lifestyle? Well, if you're taking the medications, you're never going to know, because the blood pressure numbers, let's say they're 120 over 80. They're 120 over 80. How do you know if it's your medications or your lifestyle? The only way is to eliminate one. Now, you could go back to your old lifestyle, keep the medications, and your blood pressure's numbers will be 120 over 80. But what if you were to eliminate the blood pressure medications, maintain that great lifestyle? If the blood pressure is 120 over 80, then that means, by common sense, you don't need the medications anymore. And that's usually what most reasonable doctors will allow you to do as a trial. Now, of course, if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that yada yada stuff. In the box down either here or on this side, I'm going to show you if you're having high blood pressure because of stress, if you're having a blood pressure emergency, there's a way to lower your blood pressure almost instantly. And what you need to do is start learning how to do the deep breathing that you'll do every day. So watch that video. It's very, very important. It just might save you from a catastrophic problem.
Black holes are like space-time whirlpools in more ways than one. Not only do they pull space-time down to them, they also twist it around. This phenomenon, called frame dragging, is a notoriously difficult to measure, but fascinating part of our universe. To prime your intuition, let's first talk about the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is responsible for some of the strange trajectories that thrown objects have when you're on, say, a carousel. Here's an excellent example from TSG Physics on YouTube. From the demonstrator's perspective, if something starts out stationary in their perspective, it stays that way. However, the moment an object starts to move inward towards the axis of rotation, it experiences a force which causes apparent deflection from the original trajectory. However, it's clear that in the case of the Coriolis effect, this force is really a pseudo-force. It's merely the result of the ball actually traveling in a straight line and the frame moving away from it. Interestingly, this is precisely mirrored by frame dragging, so much so that the equations that describe the Coriolis force and frame dragging have identical forms. Here we have the formula for frame dragging, and here we have the formula for the Coriolis effect. So let's consider the consequences. If you hang a plumb bob above a rapidly spinning black hole, it'll just sit there. Frame dragging will not cause it to deflect at all, just like the Coriolis effect. However, if you then cut the string, the bob will begin to fall and deflect in the direction of rotation. In fact, around a spinning black hole, there's a region called the ergosphere in which you can only orbit in one direction. You'd have to move faster than light to orbit against the rotation. An interesting upshot of this is that energy can be extracted from a rotating black hole in something called the Penrose process. I have a video on this and it's linked in the description. So why does all this happen? Well, it has to do with what causes gravity. It's well known that mass and energy cause spacetime to curve, but that's not the full story. In fact, spacetime curvature is sourced by something called the stress-energy tensor, which involves momentum as well. Now, in many cases, we think of the momentum as being zero in a suitable choice of reference frame. However, for a spinning body, there is no non-rotating reference frame where every piece of the body has no momentum. And this is precisely the source of frame dragging. The angular momentum captured in the stress-energy tensor for a spinning body induces extra curvature that wouldn't be there for a stationary body.
The reason why the media is bombarding us with Diddy this and Diddy that and interviews, Diddy, is because they're trying to distract us from this city-sized object that is barreling towards Earth as we speak. And they know that it's not an asteroid or some type of debris because it course corrected itself. So that means the trajectory was going one way. And then it was like, oh, nope, Earth is this way. So they know that it is not some, random object. No, it's non-human, whatever it is. But it's the size of a city. It's the size of a city. Now, there are some speculations. Some people think it's the Anunnaki. Some people say, oh no, it's just an android or an asteroid or something. Or other people say it's some other type of aliens. But yeah, that's why everything is diddy. Yeah, because something is coming and they don't know what it is. I have a feeling they do know what it is, but they ain't gonna tell us. But yeah, apparently, supposedly, they have no idea what it is. So there's that. In the grand scheme of things, I don't care about Diddy. Diddy, we been knew what Diddy was about. We knew Diddy been doing this stuff, okay? It's not a secret. Things are crumbling, which is why all of this judgment is happening. All the systems and stuff is falling because it's over. It's over, y'all. Like I said, I just want to know when can I stop paying my bills? That's all I need to know. When can I stop paying rent?
I've just seen news all over TikTok that the James Webb Space Telescope discovered aliens and that it discovered an asteroid that has turned towards Earth and is going to impact Earth. Neither of those things are true. They came from a conspiracy podcast. Like, no evidence, not a single source. That's not even what JWST does. Also, for people saying that if they did discover aliens that they wouldn't tell us, that's not true. The scientists, they want the biggest discovery of mankind. That's like what they live for. Please stop making up space news and let me take a vacation.
If aliens pulled up on us right now, what do you think we would do? This shit right here. Why are we worried about this? This article came out yesterday, by the way. Why are we worried about this right now? And then yesterday, all I could hear about was some large, not natural object moving towards Earth. And the reason we know it's not natural is because it's course correcting towards Earth. And it should be here in about 10 years. Now, mind you, I can't find any official articles that prove that, but I did find a podcast where a professor and some other really, really smart scientific guy told me that there is an object moving towards Earth and Congress is being briefed about it. And anyone that's involved in disclosure here lately understands why disclosure has sped up so much, because they're on their way. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying they're on their way. But look at this. SETI, which is located in Norway, searches the sky for extraterrestrial intelligence signals. Now, they do this by looking for radio waves or optical waves, and they have found 5 areas that they are extremely interested in, and they are trying to get to the first one. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, something's going on. There's a reason disclosure has sped up so motherfucking much here lately. And SETI is not the only organization looking for extraterrestrial life out there in the skies. I mean, obviously, I hope NASA's doing it, but they probably aren't. But you also have billionaires who are buying up telescopes by the assload to search the skies for what's coming. Because I can't find any official documents, I don't know how big this object is, how far away it is, but all I got was it's massive and it's 0.9 light years away. Again, they said about 10 years.
Crazy stuff, my friends, so far. And even more crazy stuff. Look at this zoomed in video here of the moon. You see? And now, on the surface of the moon, my friend, looks like there are some holes or craters, which looks like there is creatures or things coming from inside the holes. What? This is mysterious. Do you mean there could be things living on the moon? Oh my god, what could that be?
Okay, so I did a video on this a while back. This was in a cave in Afghanistan. Supposedly this guy was found. Now, what is that? That's the question. What is that? Look at him! Who is he? Look at his ears. Where's his ears? That's his ears? They look pointed to me. Is there a possibility? I'm not going to use, too much, details describing what I think it is, but could it be a Draco? Could it be a jinn, a demon? Or could it just be a guy covered in soot? In a cave, some explosions taking place, and his face looks like something off of Scooby-Doo when they blow up, and you know how they do in the cartoons when it shows them blow up and their face is all like soot and, yeah, I don't know. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this guy. The struggle is real. The struggle is real.
And it's about to get even more interesting this year, y'all. Listen to what Alexa just detected from the James Webb Telescope that is heading down to Earth.
Alexa, what did the James Webb Telescope detect that is heading towards Earth?
From Gitbook.io. The James Webb Telescope has spotted an armada of alien ships heading toward Earth at near light speed.
So we have an armada of ships heading to planet Earth as we speak. There's going to be a second moon in our atmosphere, which I believe it's already here, because the fact of the matter is people are seeing things like this. A huge spherical object behind the sun, and another one over here. And then seeing dark rainbows that we have never seen before on planet Earth. We're having an annular Ring of Fire solar eclipse on October the 2nd. And then to top it all off, in the Netflix series 3 Body Problem, they already told us that they were on their way. Listen.
We built an interstellar fleet of 1,000 ships. They are the final hope of civilization number 9478. And they are on their way.
You'll welcome us, won't you?
Did y'all forget the handbook that was given to police across the whole United States? And now Alexa is telling us that they have an armada of ships heading our way? It's about to get on and cracking, family. I be telling y'all, big shifts are taking place right now. Just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not happening. But this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments below. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
That's the sun, y'all. That's the sun. There ain't no fucking moon. No way. There's no way. Look at this. That's the sun, y'all. There's no fucking way that's the fucking moon. I don't care what anyone says. That's the fucking sun. And then new asteroid or whatever, new moon's coming through, that's a new element. That's a new invention they're going to try to test out in the field to let us know. My phone died, y'all. My phone died. What I was about to say is, I forgot. First of all, again, this is not the fucking moon. This is the artificial sun. They definitely switched it on us. There's no way this is the fucking moon. Look at it. Look at it. It's the fucking artificial sun. I guarantee you. Anyways, that new asteroid is going to become our second moon for a little bit. It's going to be a new element. I guarantee you that. It's going to be a new invention they created, and they're going to see how it performs out in the field. I guarantee you that. Second, there's no way there's an asteroid because I don't believe in space. It's a firmament. Nothing comes in and out. And there's new stars. There's a bunch of, there's probably like 4, maybe 5 new big ass stars that shine like a fucking diamond up there. They're all coming like at the same time. They don't come in at once. They come in like fucking weird times. Like one comes at like 8:30. The other one comes at 10. The one comes at 1 a.m. There's 2 of them that comes up with the moon. It's just weird. The whole fucking sky, y'all. I'm just telling you right now. Everything's new. They're fucking creating something. I don't know what they're doing, but the sky is clusterfuck right now. I don't even know what's what anymore. But that's my take on the second moon. And look up, y'all. You're going to see something brand new. There's a lot of new things up there. Start looking up.